Brooklyn? Are we having Zoom issues, Brooklyn? Good morning. How was your weekend? It was busy, busy. Yes. We had nice weather for the most part. How about you guys? Yeah. We had a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Yeah, absolutely. As soon as we get some more folks on board, I'm gonna share my warm-up screen with everyone. And an easy day today. We have an easy day today. Yeah, I'm freezing up again. We are. We are. Good morning, Joe Marion. Brooklyn, I don't know if you heard me. My internet keeps freezing up again today. Do you know when the seniors' last day is? You remember off the top of your head, Brooklyn? Good morning, Jojo. Okay, May 15th. I'm going to write it down. Now, is that the last day you're in class? Or is that like graduation day? Do you know, Brooke? Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Jojo, how was your weekend? Okay, good. I don't know why. It feels like it was like especially long for me, especially long weekend. I'm not sure why exactly. Long weekend. As though we had an extra day or something. Okay, I'm going to share my screen for our warm up this morning. And this is what you like a guess. You don't have to look it up. Just read it. What sounds like it makes sense to you. Okay. So we have two things that are true and one that is not. And so which one is the lie? Let's find the lie. Is it A, Chile is a world-class producer of beer? B, the driest place on earth can be found in Chile? And C, penguins live in the wild in Chile. So think about the map of Chile where I told you, remember, it looked like an onion, like a big old long, thin onion on the west coast of South America, right? Okay, Joe Marion. Brooke, which one of these do you think is a lie? You don't have to like. Okay. All right. So let's start bottom up just for something different. And we have the penguins up on the image, right? So penguins live in the wild in Chile is true. It is true. Okay. Because we're down by Antarctica, right? It's true. B, the driest place on earth can be found in Chile. That one is kind of true. Okay. Because do you remember from our reading that we did last week where those characters were like out in the desert and they were looking for rock formations? Y'all remember that? Yeah. And they were in the Atacama Desert. Do you remember that word? You guys give me a thumbs up if y'all remember that. So the Atacama Desert is like the driest place on the planet, with one exception. and that is, the poles, right? Antarctica and the Arctic. Because we need to remember this is, I taught geography for a long time. The what is a desert does not necessarily mean that it's hot. What is a desert is defined by how much precipitation an area gets. And so in that case, it's actually the poles are deserts, right? Even though they're cold. Okay. But the Atacama, other than that, the Atacama is one of the driest places on earth. And so Chile is a world-class producer, not of beer, but of wine. Okay, believe it or not, wine. They get that dry ground and their proximity to the ocean to produce a lot of grapes and therefore a lot of wine. So they are a world-class producer of wine. That would be our lie, I guess, in A, not of beer, but of wine. Okay. Well, you guys did a good job. Good job. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. So good morning, Arshad. Hope you had a good weekend. So here's the plan today. We are going to start our next section in this unit, Unidad 8, con las palabras de la geografía. Geografía. So we're going to learn some geography, okay, vocab in Espanol. Last week that we were going to have a quiz this week. And so I want to take just a couple of minutes, you guys. I'll pull the quiz up on the screen like I normally do and let you guys check it out and ask any questions, et cetera, et cetera. So give me 1 second to get it launched here. And you guys can take a look and ask me a question. So this will be Wednesday, okay? All right. So take a look here. Okay, y'all ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, so our first section here is again arranging the words to make a sentence. Notice in this scenario that the verbs are already conjugated, so you don't have to do anything. You just have to put them in the proper order. So it's just an easier way of seeing how well you guys can write, since that's one of our skills, instead of just, having like an open-ended writing thing. This is kind of easier because you have the prompts and you just have to put them in the right order. So there's nothing else to do there other than put them in the right order. Okay. Stop me if you have a question, you guys. Unmute or pop it in the chat. In our second, it is vocabulary, right? So it's the vocabulary from, good morning, Marlasia, from the first section, right, of our unit, Unidad Ocho. And so it's like stars, comet, eclipse, sun, earth, those kinds of things, planet, right? And so you're just going to pick, based on the sentence, you're just going to pick which vocab word fits best. Okay. Marlasia, we are looking at our quiz, which will be Wednesday. And it's Unit 8, right? That first section on the universe, right? Like the stars, the sun, the moon, the planets, the comets, right? Okay. And then we tried to figure out when to use por and when to use porque, for like because or why, to give a reason. And remember that we said we use por when it's followed by a noun, a person, place, or thing. And we use porque when it's followed by an action. So you will okay. And so, if you wanted to study a little bit, take a look at it, it's there to remind you. I will unpublish it, of course, before we take the quiz. So you want to make sure that you look at it the night before or whatever. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, stop me. Then we have a listening section. Again, you guys remember our 4 skills: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Our you'll have some true false questions, 5 of them, based on what you hear. And you have this option as a playback speed. I always put it down to 0.75. You guys can adjust it however you want to slow it down to help you answer the questions. Okay. So that's the quiz. So you have this listening, you have por and porque, you have the basic vocab like the sun, the earth, the solar system, the stars, blah, blah, blah. And then you have this section where everything is done for you in writing, but you have to put them in the proper order. Okay. All right. Any questions, you guys? So it's skill, right? There's nothing, it's always skill. It's always based on skill. So if you have a question, just holler at me. Okay. So everybody needs to meet me in Canvas, por favor. Can y'all meet me there? My internet again is going to be choppy today. I don't know why. I know we had a lot of wind. Maybe that's it. So meet me in Unidad Ocho. And we'll have an easy day today. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, give me a thumbs up, you guys, if you're in Canvas. All right, thank you, Joe. Wait a minute, I can't see you, Jojo. Hold on one second. Jojo, are you in Canvas? Okay. So here's what we've done so far, right? We did 8.1. And again, here's the vocab slides if you wanted to look over them again before the quiz on Wednesday. We labeled the solar system. You should have completed this practice. If you have not, I would recommend that you do sometime between now and Wednesday so that you have that practice. To the hour, I have just a couple of things here for practice. So go ahead and click on your guided notes, you guys. I want to show them to you because there's something a little, not terribly different, just something that I need to point out. So go ahead and click. As always, you guys let me know, if you're having troubles opening something. Arshad, are you good? I don't see you in Canvas, Arshad. There you go. Okay, Jojo, click on that, on your red button there. Okay, so a couple of things. Notice up at the top, you guys, I have in highlight, right? Please pay extra attention to masculine or feminine. And we had that on the other set of stuff. Remember, we said like El Cometa, right? Even though it's a comet ends in an A, it's masculine, right? And there were some we even did like a warm up one day, if they were correct or not, if they were masculine or feminine. So again, we are going to see that pattern continue here, okay? And my question to you is this, and there's no right or wrong answer. It's just something I want to pick your brain about. Why? I mean, have you guys noticed so far, like first section, we had a bunch of words that we, by the regular pattern, should have been feminine, but they're masculine. And here again, we have extra attention that we need to make sure for masculine or feminine. Why do you think that is? Can y'all make a guess? I mean, I don't, just what are your thoughts? Why do you think these words about the universe and about geography are going to be not follow the regular pattern for masculine or feminine? What's a guess? Any ideas? Jojo, what do you think? Brooklyn, Marlasia, got any ideas? Okay. Arshad, any clues? What do you think? Why do we have, like, we're talking about the universe, we're talking about geography. Why do we have so many of these words that look like they should be feminine, but they're actually masculine? Anybody? Well, here's one clue, okay? We're talking about sciencey things and the origin of those words. And so because they're borrowed words, usually, no matter how they're spelled, they're going to be masculine. So a lot of our sciencey terms, again, even in English, like biology, okay, or geography, or any of those, right? They're all borrowed from Greek. And so if you have a language like Spanish or French or Italian or whatever that has masculine or feminine, if it's a borrowed sciencey word, it's going to be masculine, even though it doesn't look like it should be that. Okay. So it happens sometimes. The next thing that I want us to point out here is this thing. Can y'all see my screen? Do we know what we call this in English? Like if we have a map and the map is telling us north, south, east, or west. Do we know what we call that in English? Yes, very good, Jo Marion. We call it a compass. And if it's on a map, specifically, it's called a compass rose. Okay, now because it's usually got some kind of thing like this. Okay, and so stay aware in this section that we're going to ready to start here about this compass rose. So north is generally at the top, right? East, south, and west. Okay, everybody with me here? So norte, north, este, east, sur, south, oeste, west. And so if this was on a map, anything on our right would be going east, right? We know this, right? Anything going left would be west if this was on a map. And then you have like northeast, right? Noreste, southeast, sureste, southwest, suroeste, and northwest, noroeste. Okay, so just to kind of just get like aware of that. Okay, so go ahead and scroll back up to the top, right? And notice you guys again will have to be typing in Spanish because we need to make sure that we are aware of our masculine and our feminine. Okay, all right, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to type. Okay, muy bien. Now, if I go too slow, let me know. If I go too fast, let me know. Again, a lot of these are cognates. It's really just about figuring out which are masculine and which are feminine. Okay. All right. La geografía. All right. Our first words here. I didn't skip any, did I? No. All right. On our left, el bosque. El bosque. Clase, what is a bosque? Based on the image. So you know where to put it on your chart. What's bosque? ¿Qué quiere decir bosque? What's a bosque, clase? A forest. Muy bien. El bosque. Okay. And then we have el continente. El continente. So that's a cognate, right? ¿Cuántos continentes hay? How many continents are there, clase? Hay 7 continentes, right? There are 7 of them. 7 continentes. And you can kind of see on here, talking about our little penguins that we had this morning. So if this is Chile here, right, you guys, you can see how the penguins can swim around here, Antarctica. So yes, there are penguins in Chile. Okay, again, if I go too slow, if I go too fast, then speak up. Okay, we have el desierto, which we read in our story, el desierto, and la isla. So these follow the normal pattern, right? Desierto ends in an O and it's masculine. Isla ends in an A and it's feminine. La isla. So you are typing in Spanish, correct? Yep. Jojo, are you getting these? Okay. Arshad, yeah. Marlacia, Brooklyn. Okay. El lago, the lake. Again, it ends in an O and it's masculine. So that one follows a regular pattern. The one we have to remember is el mar. El mar, the sea. Not an ocean, okay? The sea. S-E-A, yeah. And it's masculine. Okay. All righty. We've seen this word tons of times. La montaña. You got to have a tilde to make the ny sound. La montaña. Y el océano. El océano. The ocean. Now you guys, the ocean, that Earth is an ocean, right? It's not about the land surrounded by the ocean. The Earth is an ocean that has land that pops out, okay? But primarily it's a water planet, right? And it's the same ocean. We just decided to name them depending upon where they are, but it's all the same ocean. It's all one big body of water, right? Because we are a water planet. La montaña, el océano. Okay. Then we have el río. El río. So a river. Missouri River, Mississippi River, Arkansas River. What is the one by you guys? What's that big river? It's not the Chattahoochee. Yes, I can go back. What is the river near you guys? Is it the Chattahoochee? No. I don't know. I'm having a moment this morning. Isn't there a big river near you guys? Okay, Brooke, ready? Okay. Do we not, don't you guys have a large river near you? Help me out. No? Did they not teach you your Georgia geography? Chattahoochee, right? Yeah. Thank you, Brooklyn, for telling me I'm not crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then we have rocas. That's okay. I don't think I do either, but that's at least I know I'm right. Yeah, thank you for that. La roca, right? A rock. So el río y la roca. Mm-hmm. So what is the name of the river, you guys, that borders Texas and the United States? I mean, Texas and Mexico. You know that one? Rio what? We call it the Rio. You know what I'm talking about? This one here that borders the United States and Mexico. What is this called? The Rio what? The Rio Grande. The Rio Grande. Mm-hmm. That's our southern border. Okay. Then we have La Tierra with a small t, and that is super important. So tierra with the small t, dirt, ground. Okay, not earth. The planet is a capital T, right? If you mean earth like dirt, then it's a small t. And then el valle, which we saw in our little thing that we read last week. Was it El Valle de la Luna or something? The Valley of the Moon? Is that what it was? La Tierra y el Valle. Okay, are we ready for the next one? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we can describe, these are describing words now, okay? Seco means dry. And it can be anything that's dry. It can be your clothing. It can be wine, since they grow wine and make wine in Chile, right? Something that is dry. We're talking about a place being, or someplace that can be tropical, tropical type climate, right? Did I tell you guys that my daughter is now in Brazil? Did I not? Did I tell you this or no? I did? Okay. So she's going to be in Brazil for 10 months teaching. And she's in a city called Teresina. So before she left, we're like, well, what kind of clothes do you take with you? You got to pack the right clothes or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So we looked up the annual, average temperature, you guys. The average temperature in this place is 90 degrees. There are no seasons. There's no seasons. It is never any colder than 70, 75 degrees. Never, ever. Okay. Can you imagine every day having the same 90-degree weather, 85, 90, 95 degree, every day, 365 days, always constant. See, that would make me kind of crazy, to be honest with you. It'd be like reliving the same day over and over again, right? There you go. All righty. Then we have our compass roads, right? Which we call los puntos cardinales, the cardinal directions, right? Los puntos cardinales. Okay, cardinales. Okay, a couple more slides. I'm going to pause it there. And we're going to do a little thing. Okay. All right. So you should have all of your words. Do you have any blanks that we need to go back to? Okay. If you continue to scroll, you're going to see a chart of different colors. Okay. We're not going to do those today. So you can just hang on to your guided notes. You can leave them open if you want, so you can use them for your words today for our practices. But don't submit it, because I think if you submit it and then you try to go back to it, doesn't it wipe it all out or whatever? So make sure that you save this or keep this in such a way that you can go back to it, and we'll finish it up later this week. Okay. Okay. Give me a minute. All right, it's thinking. Hold on one sec. Okay. So here's what we got. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. So this is a game called Divina Adivina, which is guess, right? You have to, it's a guessing game. So there's no, it's not meant to be, like formal learning deal or whatever, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to try to guess the country by the map. So you guys either unmute or just pop it in the chat. Okay. Now this is in Spanish. Obviously, you're just going to answer in English. Okay. But let's see what we understand. And I am going to slow it down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Well, all right, here we go. So let's see what we can do, you guys. This is just meant to be some fun.
Play quiz. Today we have a new challenge. Guess the country by the silhouette of the map. Do you think you can solve it? Let's keep playing and learning. Play quiz. How many countries can you identify?
So looking at the map, is it A, B, or C in red? Good, Joe Marion.
United States. Next question.
A, B, or C, real quick. Good, Joe Marion. You are hot. Good job, Brooklyn.
Brazil. If you need more time, you can pause the video.
Good, Joe Marion. Good, Brooklyn. Arshad, Marlacia, give it a try. A, B, or C.
Italy.
Okay, I'm gonna pause this one. Oopsie. So A is Ireland, B is Sweden, C is Germany. So this country in red, A, B, or C? Ireland, Sweden, or Germany? Arshad, what's your answer? I haven't heard from you today. Marlacia, make a guess. Jojo, was that answer for this question? Okay. Okay, I got you, Jojo. Yep. All right. Arshad, what's your guess? Okay, well, let's see.
The country is Germany. Question number 5.
Australia, India, or Egipto? A, B, or C? Marlacia, Arshad, make a guess. Arshad? Okay, it is
India.
India.
Guess the country by the silhouette of the map.
Okay. So A is the Netherlands, B is Sweden, C is the United Kingdom. What's your guess? Países Bajos, the Netherlands, Suecia, Sweden, or El Reino Unido, the United Kingdom. Good job, Joe Marion.
United Kingdom.
All right. España, Spain, Mexico, or Canada? A, B, or C? Good, Joe Marion. Marlacia, what do you say? Arshad, Brooklyn? Brooklyn? Marlacia? Okay. España, Mexico, or Canada?
Do you know the answer? Canada.
Alrighty. Mongolia, Turkey, or China? So Mongolia, Turkey, or China? Joe Marion, you are hot. Arshad, Marlacia, Brooklyn, what do you think? Mongolia, Turkey, or China? Mongolia, Turkey, or China? Muy bien, Brooklyn. Es la China.
China.
Sí.
Can you answer the next question?
Okay. Barbados, Ethiopia, or Kenya? Barbados, Ethiopia, or Kenya? Make a guess. A, B, or C. Okay, Brooklyn. Okay, Marion. What do you think, Marlaisha? Arshad, what do you think?
Kenya.
Kenya, muy bien.
Question number 10.
Okay. Jojo, I knew you'd get this one. Anybody else make a guess? A, B, or C, clase?
Japan.
Japón, Japan. Okay, so let's put this in perspective. So you can see down here, this is South America. Here's our skinny onion. So this is Chile, right? So do you think it's Bolivia, Argentina, or Colombia? A, B, or C? Just pop one in the chat. Bolivia, Argentina, or Colombia?
Bolivia.
Muy
Think carefully
bien.
before answering.
Okay, a couple more here. Okay, again, so if you can see this little thing down here, right? This is our region, so it's North Africa. Is it Cameroon, Argelia, which is Algeria, or Egipto, Egypt? So A, B, or C? Cameroon, Argelia, Algeria, or Egipto? What do you think? Okay, let's see if you're right.
Egypt.
Okay, one more. Okay, it's a hard one. So again, we're in Northern Europe here, Northern North America, however you want to look at it. And there's this big island here. To give you more context, this right here is the UK, right? So this is Ireland and England. Okay, so is it Islandia, Iceland, Finlandia, Finland, or Irlanda, Ireland? A, B, or C? Iceland, Islandia, Finlandia, or Irlanda? Islandia. All right, last one, I promise. So again, if you can see this part of the map, Australia, Korea del Norte, North Korea, or Madagascar. Okay. Muy bien, Corea del Norte.
Next question.
Okay, so how did you do? Did you do well, not so well, or so-so? How did you all do with your geography? Well, not so well, or so-so? I know, Jojo, you got this, man. You got it. Good for you. It's not a thing like that. We don't teach geography very well. Give me 1 second for my computer. We'll switch gears a little bit. What time is it? How much time do we have? Oh, we got a little time. Okay. All right. Sorry, my computer kicked me out. Now I'm access denied from my own Canvas. Okay, there it is. You gotta love technology. All right, I promise I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Unidad 8. Okay. Can you guys meet me in Canvas and go to your V text in VHL? Here's what it should look like. Go to Canvas, click on VHL, and then you go to Tools and click on V text. Let me know if you have trouble getting there. And it should be page 434 up here, right? Page 434. All right, Marlecia. Will it not open for you, Marlecia? Your VHL? There you go. All right. So when you get to Unit 8, you guys, in your V text, you want to click on Desafío 2, right? Goal number 2. Okay, give me a thumbs up when you're there. All right, thank you. Joe Marion, Arshad. All right, so we have, you guys, we have our vocabulario, excuse me, right? All the things that we have in our list. And then notice here it says, El desierto es seco. The desert is dry, right? El bosque es tropical, like the Amazon rainforest, right? El bosque es tropical. So what I want us to do is together, let's look at this categorías. And it says classify the places by the geographic feature that each represents. Then add one more place that you know to each column. I'm not going to focus on that too much, but I do want us to classify the places by the geographic feature that each represents. So here's what that means. We have, take a look down here. We have, and let me know if I've lost you. Okay, just tell me in chat. I'm right here. We have océanos, oceans, continentes, continents, islas, islands, ríos, rivers, desiertos, deserts, mares, meaning seas, bosques, forests. Okay, alrighty. So you guys, we have El Sahara, El Sahara. So where would I put it? Océano, continente, isla, río, desierto, mar, o bosque. El Sahara. Tell me. Jamarian, where would I put it? Okay, Marlecia, muy bien. Go ahead and unmute Marlecia. El Sahara. Where would it go? You're right. You're right, Marlecia. Just go. Yeah. Go ahead and unmute. I didn't hear you say it again. Either or, it doesn't matter to me.
It'll go with the desert.
Yeah, desierto, desierto, right? El Sahara es un desierto, clase. All right, how about this one? El Mississippi. Look at the spelling, the Spanish spelling. El Mississippi, what would it be? Just feel free to. Sí, muy bien, muy bien. So it would be a Rio, right? El Rio Mississippi. Okay, muy bien, the Mississippi River, right? How about this one? El Amazonas. And again, notice it's plural, but then this thing is singular, right? El Amazonas. Marleisha, muy bien. Jo Marion, where would you put El Amazonas? Yeah. So we have like two answers that it could be. It could be El Rio, the river, the Amazon River, or it could be bosque, right? The Amazon rainforest. So really for El Amazonas, we could put El Rio or El Bosque, right? Okay, muy bien. How about Hawaii, clase, or in Spanish, Hawaii. The H is silent. Good, Jo Marion. You want to unmute and tell me that, Jo Marion? Hawaii. Where would we put that? Jojo? Good,
Isla.
Marlon. Sí, en una isla, right? It's an island. Muy bien. Hawaii, clase, es una isla. Okay. Or islas. Actually, there's more than one of them, right? Okay. How about this one? Asia. Asia. Asia es un océano, un continente, una isla, un río, un desierto, un mar, un bosque. Asia. Okay. Muy bien. Anyone else? Sí. Sí, muy bien. Asia es un continente. Un continente, clase. Muy bien. Okay, let's do this. You guys are doing good. El Mediterráneo. El Mediterráneo. ¿Qué es? How would we classify el Mediterráneo? Muy bien. Jo Marion, you are good. Anyone else? Brooklyn, what's your guess? Arshad? Sí, el Mediterráneo es clase un mar. It's a sea, the Mediterranean. ¿Qué piensas de Yellowstone, clase? Es un océano, un continente, una isla, un río, un desierto, un mar, un bosque. Make your guess. Brooklyn, I haven't heard from you. Make your guess. ¿Qué es Yellowstone? Yellowstone National Park. How would we classify that? What do you think, Marlesia? Rashad, what do you think? Yellowstone National Park. Where would we put that thing? Sí, es un bosque. Es un bosque. Good job, Joe. Yellowstone es un bosque. It's a forest. Okay. Huge thing. Yeah. All right, couple more. So this would be el mar Mediterráneo. This would be un bosque with the B. Okay, un bosque. How about this one? El Atlántico. El Atlántico. El Atlántico. What do you think? Very good, Joe Marion. Anybody else? Good, Marlacia. El Atlántico. The Atlantic. What is that? The Atlantic. Sí, muy bien. Es un océano, right? It's an ocean, the Atlantic, the Pacific, right? Es un océano. Sí, muy bien. All right, couple more. Las Bermudas, the Bermudas. Las Bermudas, what are those? Océano, un continente, una isla, un río, un desierto, un mar, un bosque. Good, Joe Marion. Las Bermudas. Anybody heard of those? What do you think? What's your guess? Okay. Muy bien. So islas, they're islands in the Caribbean Sea. Okay. Islands, Bermudas, las Islas Bermudas. Okay. Last one. África. África es un océano, un continente, una isla, un río, un desierto. Muy bien. Sí, África es un continente, un continente. Muy bien, un continente. Okay, you guys, good job. Nicely done. Okay, hang out there for just a second. Let me clear my scribbles. And let's go to the next page. So we should be up here at the top of the page. La geografía chilena. So we are looking at this image in your book, and that's why it's important for you guys to have it open. You can make it as big as you need. Okay. I'm trying to make it big enough for y'all to be able to see my screen too, if you need it. Okay. And this is just a little sort of writing practice. It says, these are the places Tess and Patricia would like to visit in Chile. What kind of geographic feature are they? So if you still have your tab with your guided notes up, that can be helpful to you. So this says the Andes. Los Andes son montañas. Los Andes son montañas. And you can see here, the Andes Mountains run the length of the country here, right? All right, so the Atacama, number 1. Can y'all see the image over here, clase? What is that an image of in your book? You can make your page bigger if you need. What is that an image of? A desert. Okay. So we would say, right, you guys, La Atacama es, and I'll put it in the chat, la Atacama, right? Es un desierto. Es un desierto. Okay, so check the chat. La Atacama es un desierto. How do I know it? Because that's what my picture says it is over here. Okay. Okay, número dos. We have this place called Loa. Loa. So if we see Loa in our image, what is that? ¿Qué es Loa? What is Loa in English? What is it, you guys? Based on the image? It's a river. Okay, so following the model that you have, okay, following the model in the book and the model I put in the chat, can you write me a simple sentence telling me that Loa is a river? La Loa, and then is a river. How would we do it? Just pop it in the chat in Spanish. Just a little perfect, Marlacia. Just a little writing practice. Use the example that I put in the chat or this one here in your book. Brooklyn, Arshad, Jomarian. Let me see your simple sentence. Marlacia, perfect. Brooklyn, Jomarian, Arshad. How do we say? La Loa is a river. How do we do it? How do we say is? What's our word for is? Come on, y'all. You know this. Joe? Perfect, Brooklyn. What do you say, Jojo? How do we say is? I mean, it looks like is in English, right? Spanish 1, way back when. Muy bien. La Loa es un río. La Loa es un río. Muy bien. Okay, let's try one more. Let's do número 5. Let's skip a couple. And let's do número 5 right here. El Pacífico. And so this is our image. So what are we going to say? What is El Pacífico, you guys? Pop it in the chat. Ugh, Brooklyn. Okay. Well, can you see my screen, Brooklyn? All right, Jomarian, Marlacia. Sí, perfecto, Jomarian. Perfecto. El Pacífico. What else? How do we say is a blank? Pop it in the chat. Perfect, Brooklyn. Marlacia, what say you? All right, muy bien. El Pacífico es un océano, right? El Pacífico es un océano. The Pacific is an ocean. Muy bien. And you notice down here, you guys, hay los puntos cardinales, right? You got the compass rose down here at the bottom, okay? All right, muy bien. So let's go ahead and back out of that. And I need y'all to meet me in Canvas, por favor. Erase my things here. Okay, meet me in Canvas. And we have about 8 minutes left, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, something like that. So simple reminder, if you guys can see my screen, Jojo, right? In our resource library, down at the bottom, okay, you have yeah, you have some resources that you can use to help you with the quiz. Also in our unit thing, Unidad Ocho, if y'all can still hear me, we have that practice for por or por qué. We went over our quiz, so you want to make sure that you have everything done here. Today, we did the vocab for the geography. And notice here, you guys, you have one practice, una guía para turistas, and you have this presentación. Make sure that you read the presentación before you do your guía para turistas. You do get a point for checking out the presentación. On your notes, remember, don't submit them because you're going to need to finish it up next time, next class. Okay. All right. So go ahead and anything that you haven't done yet, if you didn't do the por or por qué assignment, now is the time because your quiz will have that on it, right? Okay, we have about a minute, so if you guys have a question, now would kind of be the time. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day. Adios. Quiz on Wednesday, right? Okay, have a great one.